Palworld just dropped two huge announcements. Announcement number one, Pocket Pair is excited to announce a joint venture company with Sony Music Entertainment and Aniplex to establish Palworld Entertainment for the purpose of accelerating the multifaceted global development of Palworld and its further expansion. This is actually like legitimate moves to make Palworld a thing. This is crazy. There's also more details we can get into on the website, and then we can also see announcement number two. We're thrilled to announce that Palworld merchandise will be available for pre-order sales at Aniplex's directly managed select shop, Aniplex Online. Product lineup details will be announced on the website later on. Look forward to the ever-expanding Palworld, and there's a USA store because this is the English account. So all that Palworld merchandise gonna be rolling in. This is what Palworld fans have been waiting for, so I really want to see your thoughts down below. Also, like and share this video and use code Verlisify for 20% off your G Fuel order. So we got some Shark Week shenanigans going on, but also there's just games to be played. More Palworld, that in-game content grind is massive, but also finishing up Elden Ring or just playing whatever summer game you're playing. Gotta have energy for it, stock up on G Fuel. And if there's some kind of like crazy news break or other game you want to play, you're just going to regret not having it. So yeah, let's go and check out Palworld Entertainment now. And you know, this is where things get really Pokemon-like. And I don't mean that in a knockoff way or disrespectful comparison, but this is incredibly reminiscent of how Creatures and Game Freak and Nintendo joined together to make Pokemon one of the largest franchises in the world. And this website feels a lot like the Creatures website. And again, I don't mean that in any kind of like, oh, knockoffy kind of way, but it's like, oh, they're making the correct moves. They're doing what needs to be done. And then we can kind of see like all of this playing out. So Palworld Entertainment is it's Palworld Entertainment now. So instead of the Pokemon Company, it's Palworld Entertainment, responsible for the licensing operations of Palworld. So we have Pocket Pair, Aniplex, and Sony Music, responsible for various domestic and international licensing operations for Pocket Pair Palworld, with the aim of accelerating the multifaceted development of Palworld and further expanding the IP. And like, this is what Palworld needs. And the developers like, yo, we sold too many games too fast and we don't even know what to do with all the money. It's like they have to join forces with another company. And I guess some people are going to like disagree with Sony or be like, oh, now Palworld has sold out. But no one says that about Game Freak. Game Freak didn't sell out by joining up with Nintendo. You have to actually get resources to be able to expand your IP and also accelerate development. Because now it's like, oh, this team needs more resources. They need more to be able to expand. We kind of saw this with Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go launched too big, too quickly, and Niantic didn't even know what to do. And people are like, oh, you just throw money at it. You just hire developers. But then you have to teach them all these new things. You have to change up like the entire infrastructure. I've done multiple videos on this, breaking down like the interviews and how everything went crazy. It was pretty much just like, yeah, it was impossible to actually scale Pokemon Go with the demand that immediately happened, and that created a lot of problems for the game, and that killed a lot of hype, but then Pokemon Go came back. So you actually have to do joint ventures and form a company to then manage the expansion of your IPs. And we can also see, like with this, more game development that could also be better and more experienced through the help of these other teams that are coming together. Again, that's what we see with Creatures. That's what we see with Pokemon 3D CG. That's what we see with all of these other development branches, being able to establish other support studio networks, and then you can make spin-off games and stuff. What's the first Palworld spin-off going to be that isn't a dating simulator? That happens, and now it's like, oh, there's just cool stuff for everyone when it comes to Palworld. And now, like when I first saw the trailer for the original Palworld, I'm like, I'm not going to care about these things. It just looks like I can get my Pokemon survival crafting fix. And then Kativa came up and helped me craft like a bow or something. I went, oh, I like them. And then I saw Chillet and I saw Quiver and I went, oh, these are better than new Pokemon designs. Palworld's actually a thing. So what is Palworld? A completely new multiplayer open world survival crafting game where you collect mysterious creatures called pals in a vast world. You have them fight, build, farm, or work in factories. Early access version released in 2024. And that's the thing, like, we're still early access. We don't even know what's going to happen when the game gets full release. That's also kind of Minecraft. Minecraft was always really big and really popular, but then it took like just years and years of development, and they got better and better, and then it had the official release, and then it got bought out by Microsoft. Everyone's saying like, oh, Minecraft getting bought out by Microsoft, that's the end of Minecraft. But no, it's only gotten bigger, more platforms, more kids playing it, and I think it is just like the most played game in the world right now. And then it trades with Fortnite now and then, and Fortnite does all these crazy brand deals and collaborations. So yeah, like Palworld set up to do that, and who knows what's going to happen with official release, where it's like, oh, this actually just this is just like the Infinity game. Is the discussion that Palworld is actually the Minecraft killer and not the Pokemon killer, or both, or like it at least gets significant market share, where instead of like playing a Minecraft server and doing Minecraft content, it's like now it's all about that Palworld content. Because when you have like the completely finished game and then a crazy modding scene that's as complex and vast as like what we see with Feed the Beast and stuff, oh yeah, Palworld is just the better Infinity game. Where like, why have a Pixelmon server when you have a Palworld server? We don't know what that world is until the full release, or maybe even like years from now when everything really comes together and it's like, oh yeah, Palworld's pretty huge and pretty hype. And even though this is Sony Music, how much does it go with Sony? What was the deal with Microsoft for the Xbox? And now it's like, oh wait, PS5, PS6 Palworld. I don't know what's going to go on Aniplex. Wait a second, are we getting a Palworld show soon? Because when you think about it, Pokemon launched and did like crazy stuff at a breakneck pace. We went game, anime, TCG, taking over the world in just a couple of years, and now there's already a lot more like international weaving going on because, oh, Pokemon was growing in Japan, and then it took like a lot of work to get it localized and regionalized and then expanded across the world. But now that's already baked into society and culture and all of this stuff. So yeah, like how fast are they going to pump out a Palworld show? How much else is going on? The merchandise? Like, oh, we have our own Pokemon Center for Palworld stuff. Who knows how far they take that as well. And then again, I'm thinking like the big thing here is working on other things, because it's Palworld Entertainment. That's other games, that's merchandise, that's shows, that's anything else that could be a part of a franchise. And then I'm kind of looking forward to a spin-off series now. Where are we 5 years from now where there's Palworld 2? And then we also get like a big, you know, Palworld DLC. It's like a $20 expansion 3 years from now. So Palworld releases 3 years later, we get DLC. A couple more years later, it's Palworld 2, and there's already a TV show going on for Netflix. So like that's why this announcement is huge, because like, wait a second, they're doing the right things. Like, you might as well just follow greatness and try to be the better Pokemon now, because Pokemon, they're just fumbling all day long, aren't they? Calling pseudo-legendary Pokemon powerhouse Pokemon, making it to where they're not starters, they're first partner Pokemon. The modern corporate marketing strategy is to take everything you love and destroy it for whatever garbage is being cooked up. Like, that's hurting Pokemon. You think the Titan can't fall, that's when you become the most susceptible to going down. And it also takes a perfect storm. You need the right competition at the right time to take the right shot while one company is destroying itself. We've seen that with Pokemon. The Pokemon Company International is corrupt. The competitive scene is just filled with cheaters. It's all nepotism. And it really just seems like money laundering where, oh, if you're friends with people in the Pokemon Company, you're allowed to cheat to steal prize money. Wolf Glick has done enough cheating to warrant a lifetime ban easily. But none of these things happen. So it's like, oh, well, there's no point like playing competitive. There's no point supporting Pokemon. You can just see that. Like from day one of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on the Battle Stadium, there were no Western players. It's just 98% Asian players because they're the only ones that like care about Pokemon. So it's dying in the West. These decisions and like empty meme posts and stuff aren't making any fans, and then no one's like staying in Pokemon. And even kids aren't getting into Pokemon like they used to. It's all Minecraft and Fortnite. It was Five Nights. Like, Five Nights at Freddy's beat Pokemon when it came to the younger demographic. That's just crazy. No matter how much pushing. It's all TCG now. It's all the Pokemon anime, but that's not making any kids care. You win off the games, but the games aren't being respected by the Pokemon Company International. And Game Freak has also made a lot of bad decisions. We saw the methodical destruction of Pokemon in Generation 5. We've seen the ousting of Junichi Masuda. We've also seen all these other, like, new changes and new design philosophies. We're like, oh, all the new Pokemon designs are garbage, and we're not going to see a renaissance. We had Generation 6 bring back all the old Pokemon fans because that was Pokemon coming back from Generation 5. Does it happen again? Does, like, Generation 8, 9 just kind of, like, make everyone realize, oh, all these things were actually, like, really bad. These are not Pokemon. And we just got like extended Generation 5 garbage, and it's like, oh, Generation 10 on Nintendo Switch 2, no hacking. That's when all the 30-year-olds come back for like their major last hurrah, and that's what saves Pokemon. But it can also just be, nah, they kicked out all the good people. Having a WoW and other Zoomer game developers making the Pokemon games is actually not the play, and it's destroying what Pokemon established. And then the international side is all the garbage that's been polluting companies for many years now. And like, yo, Palworld just came in. They don't care. That's the great thing about Palworld. They're just doing whatever they want. They did a dating sim for April Fools. You'll never see that from Pokemon. Most of their content is just abusing pals for the lulz, and it works. So it's like, yeah, you can just do whatever you want. At the end of the day, they're still charming, and now an actual franchise of Palworld Entertainment. Crazy. So that's what we're dealing with, guys. It is a wild time. This is a gamer move. And they also just have, like, the best community manager as well, whereas the Pokemon Company, their community manager is just the worst, and their community social team is just the worst and unengaging right now. So, yeah, let's go Palworld. Things get a little bit more interesting with this, because it's not just indie devs that are like, oh, we don't know what to do. We're just going to try to finish our game. They're set up to win now. It's going to get interesting. So if you guys enjoy the video, hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.